O'clock, I will call the City of Allegan City Council meeting to order for Monday, August 24th, 2026. Could I have roll call?
Yes. Councilmember Clark. Councilmember Westover.
Present.
Councilmember Walker.
Here.
Councilmember Canales.
Here.
Councilmember Hooker.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Hands. Mayor Perrigo.
I am here.
You have a
Thank you. Could I get a motion to excuse councilpersons Hance and Clark?
I'll make a motion to excuse.
Support.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. If you are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right. Agenda item 4A is approval of the regular council meeting amended agenda for August 24th, 2026. Could I get a motion, please?
Make a motion that we approve the amended agenda for August 24th.
Support.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Moving down to agenda item 5A is approval of the regular council meeting minutes from August 10th, 2026. And I don't know of any corrections, so can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the August 10th meeting minutes.
Thank you.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 5B is approval of the closed meeting minutes from August 10th, 2026. Give everybody a few minutes to look those over. Thank you.
I make a motion that we approve the closed meeting minutes from August 10th.
Support.
Been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Moving down to agenda item 6A is a Day of Recovery Proclamation that I'd like to read, but before that, I'll invite up some representatives from On Point, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and council members. I'm Dr. Gina Kerber, the Chief Operating Officer at On Point. Happy to be here today with two of our peer recovery coaches, Kara Trainer and Nicole Aldrich. And we're just here to talk a little bit about what recovery means to the community and also to talk about our event on September 25th that Nicole has worked with community partners to put on. And so I will stop talking and let these ladies say a few words.
Okay.
I'll go first. I kind of was, when I was creating this, I wanted to do like a thank you because this has been amazing to work with the City of Allegan in partnership for mental health and recovery from substance use disorder for the past couple years. This is a third year the city has issued this proclamation, and it means so much. So my name is Kara Trainer, and I'm here on behalf of On Point, our recovery management team, and the many individuals and families in Allegan County whose lives are touched every single day by recovery. I want to extend our sincere gratitude to the City Council for once again issuing a Recovery Month proclamation. Your continued support is more than symbolic. It is deeply meaningful. When a city stands up and publicly affirms that recovery is possible, achievable, and accessible, it sends a message that reaches far beyond the room. It reaches people who are struggling and unsure about where to turn. It reaches families who are doing their very best to support a loved one. And it reaches the broader community. reminding all of us that recovery is not only an individual journey, but it's a shared commitment. And for the past 2 years, Allegan has chosen to stand with us during National Recovery Month. And your willingness to do so again this year reflects a genuine dedication to compassion, connection, and community health. The proclamation helps reduce stigma, encourages people to seek support, and highlights incredible resiliency of those walking their recovery paths. And we are especially excited to celebrate this year's event, the Art of Recovery, on September 25th along the Riverwalk. This gathering brings together creative people, healing, and community in a way that truly embodies what recovery looks like. People showing up for one another, sharing their stories, and finding strength in connection. Our proclamation helps shine a light on that celebration and amplifies its impact. On behalf of On Point, our peer teams, our clinicians, our partners, and the individuals we serve, thank you for recognizing the importance of recovery. And thank you for choosing to uplift this message. Thank you so much.
I get emotional. It's surreal to me. This is very personal, and Kara's good at that kind of thing. I hope to see all of you guys there. In fact, as she was talking and I was kind of thinking things through my head, I would love for the mayor to read the proclamation that day, if at all possible. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I can reach out to you and we can see what works. All right, so I will read this proclamation. Whereas mental health and substance use disorders affect millions of Americans, impacting families, workplaces, and communities across our nation and right here in the city of Allegan. And whereas substance use disorder and mental illness are treatable health conditions, and individuals living with co-occurring disorders can and do achieve long-term recovery. And whereas data from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration demonstrates that recovery is not only possible but widespread, with 74.3% of adults who have faced a substance use problem and 66.9% of adults who have faced a mental health issue reporting they are successfully in recovery or have recovered. And whereas recovery is a lifelong journey of healing and transformation that improves an individual's health, wellness, and quality of life, allowing them to reach their full potential. And whereas the stigma surrounding mental illness and addiction remains a significant barrier to seeking help, an open dialogue is essential to fostering a supportive community environment. And whereas the month of September is recognized nationwide as National Recovery Month, a time dedicated to promoting and supporting evidence-based treatment, the nation's strong and proud recovery community, and the dedication of service providers. And whereas On Point serves as Allegan County's dedicated community mental health agency, providing essential crisis intervention, behavioral health treatment, and substance use recovery resources directly to our residents. And whereas the City of Allegan recognized that art, music, and personal storytelling are powerful tools for self-expression, breaking stigma, and building community connections along the path to healing. And whereas the annual Art of Recovery Festival will take place on September 25th, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Allegan Riverwalk, bringing together local resources, organizations, talented artists, live music, inspiring speakers, and a food truck to celebrate recovery, resilience, and community unity. Now, therefore, I, Tracy Perrigo, Mayor of the City of Allegan, do hereby proclaim September 25th, 2026 as Day of Recovery in the City of Allegan during this National Recovery Month, and urge all citizens to visit the Allegan Riverwalk for the Art of Recovery Festival. connect with our local resource organizations, celebrate our community members in recovery, and support access to treatment for all. All right, thank you. All right, we will move down to Agenda 7A, which is acceptance of gifts received by the City of Allegan.
Thank you, Mayor. This past month was our primary elections held at City Hall. We do pay our election inspectors that work there. Mayor Perrigo was one of those inspectors and has donated her paycheck from that day to community events. And as we decided a long time ago that anyone who donates money to the city, will recognize them under this agenda item. It just happens to be under this agenda item. So I need a motion from City Council to accept this financial gift and direct staff to thank the mayor.
I will make a motion.
Support.
All right, it's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Moving down to the next agenda item is agenda item number 10, which is public comment. If you have a public comment for an item not on the agenda, please approach the podium and state your name and address. I am seeing no public comment. All right, I will move on to agenda item 11A, which is a presentation from Bob Genetski, Allegan County Clerk, Register of Deeds.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor, honorable members of the council. Bob Genetski with a hopefully brief presentation from the County Clerk and Register of Deeds. Was a little nervous when I saw me on the agenda in red writing. I thought everything else is black, and I thought either I'm expected to be really exciting or I owe somebody money. I'm not in a position to take care of either of those right now, but I was glad to see then the amended section there in red. Wanted to let you know that no doubt you're aware the primary election has come and gone. Countywide, we had turnout of 31.59%. In the city, we had turnout of 24.31%. Otherwise, that was 1,027 voters for the city. Very much appreciate our election inspectors and their part in that. My office and I are gearing up to afford more trainings and to prepare even more election inspectors for the November turnout, which we expect to be much, much higher. And we will be putting out a calendar of those trainings as soon as possible in connection with our local clerks. I greatly appreciate this City of Allegan hosting as many trainings as you have here in your council chamber. It's a great place to do the trainings. It's centrally located, and it's air conditioned, which is a lot better than some of the township halls. Next, I want to make sure that you are aware the state is talking about mandating new voting machines. That would mean new tabulators and new voter assist terminals for every precinct in the entire county. This would come at a bill of roughly $15,000 per precinct. I personally am of the belief we don't need new voting machines. The ones that we have, as long as they are properly maintenance and well calibrated, and your local clerks do a great job of keeping them up, they work just fine, as evidenced by the recent recount for the Hopkins Public Schools bond issue, which ended in a tie of 1,091 votes for, 1,091 votes against, and the hand count proved that the machines worked on the nose. No doubt the state will let us know if they're going to mandate one way or the other, but if you come in contact with either your state representative or your state senator and feel like I do, I would let them know. Next, I want to turn your attention to my annual report for 2025. Came out a little late this year, as it usually does in election years, because we've got a lot going on at 113 Chestnut Street across the way. I'm not going to read the entire thing to you because I know that Clerk Canales would probably want to do a dramatic interpretation for all of you at some point of the report. So I'm just going to hit a few highlights if that's okay. Would like to first draw your attention to page 6 in the Register of Deeds section and let you know that if you look at the graph on the top of that page, we saw some anomalies for the county in 2025. We saw a decrease overall in land transfers, there you see in the red bar, by about 34, but the number of mortgages increased. The number of mortgages recorded increased by 516 overall, and that's a 3-year trend for mortgages. So even though mortgage rates are high and price of homes are high, a lot more people are taking out mortgages, and even fewer were recording land transfers. That's a unique trend since I've been in office and something we're going to keep an eye on. Just a reminder relative to that the most frequently recorded documents in the Register of Deeds office are your land transfers and your mortgage stocks. Next, if you turn the page to page 12 in the vital records section. Across the street during 2025, it wasn't noisy, so you might not have heard it happening, but we set an all-time record for the number of original vital records generated in our office with 5,359. You can see at that chart there at the bottom, quite a few increase, and that bested our previous record in 2020 of 129. So a lot of people seeking marriage licenses, CPLs, and notaries. If you next want to turn the page to page 21. Wanted to let you know that on 21 we had the highest early in-person voting turnout ever in 2024. Now granted, that was the first state they rolled it out, but Allegan County had 34.9% of voters in 2024 in November chose to participate early in person. So obviously for November, the voters liked that option quite a bit. Unfortunately for the primary, it didn't draw anywhere near as many voters as the primary that just ended. We saw about 3% countywide. So I'm wondering if maybe we in fact need all 9 days of that. Granted, it's in the state constitution, so it would take a lot to change that. But the money to operate that precinct for the 9 straight days can be quite significant. So something to think about should we get an opportunity to amend the Constitution, which will be on your ballots this November. There will be a question as to whether or not you want to conduct a constitutional convention. That question is on your ballot once every 16 years, as per the 1963 state constitution. So you get a chance to vote on that. Next, would like to have you turn to page 24 and just remind you that across the street, overall cases filed in the circuit court in 2025 were down by 265 from the year before. You can see a breakdown there of the graph on that page of the cases that were introduced. And next, I wanted to let you know, shifting gears from the annual report, let you know that, not sure if you saw it in the news or not, but there was, the Sparta Library had a millage proposal that was statewide news on the August election ballot because it was not drafted well. And so they had an open-ended question that they can ask for as much as they want over the next so many years. We're seeing quite a few drafting issues in the language that comes to us across the street. I know it's drafted by attorneys. I know it's voted on by local bodies. Cannot emphasize the importance of making sure that those are reviewed and drafted specifically, because once it arrives at our office, there are two options if something's wrong. Either it goes to the ballot as written, or it needs to be pulled off and withdrawn and can't go on again until the next cycle. Just something we've seen countywide that has us a little bit of concern. Finally, want to remind you about property fraud alert. You know, don't be up late, stressed and worried about property fraud and title theft when you can go online tonight and sign up your property for property fraud alert. If you do that, if someone should try and record something on or in your name at the Register of Deeds office, you will get an email, a text message, or a phone call alerting you that something has been recorded. I think I mentioned last year, we know it works because I had a senior citizen call me in my office, panicked. She said, "Bob, somebody's trying to steal my property." I said, "Mom, calm down, what's going on?" She said, "I got a phone call and it's your voice that tells me that somebody recorded something." So we went online to the free searchable database there at the Register of Deeds office. We were able to pull it up. I said, "Mom, did you did you just pay off your mortgage? And she said, yes. I said, well, that was a mortgage lien release. That's a good thing to be recorded. But it's never a bad idea to be alerted by changes to status there on your property records up there. I will let you know that while we currently have no criminal cases going on in Allegan County relative to property fraud or title theft, we do have two alleged situations. Both of them were parcels of property, out-of-state owner that had no mortgage. The easiest and quickest thing for people to liquidate money out of. So they target a vacant land with an out-of-state owner that has no mortgage, because no mortgage lien on that. So they can transfer it quickly and get money out of that. So if you know of anybody in that situation, please make sure they're aware of property fraud alert as well. With that, I'll take any questions or concerns you might have about property fraud, the annual report, or election inspector training. All right. Thanks
Thank
for the
you.
opportunity. It's good to see everyone.
Yeah,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
We'll move down to agenda item 11B, which is a presentation from Lakeshore Advantage regarding their January 1st through June 30th, 2026 activities in Allegan as it relates to economic development.
All right, great. Thank you. Hello, my name is Grace Maiulo. I'm Director of Marketing and Communications for Lakeshore Advantage. And we are your contracted economic development partner. So our mission is to ensure a vibrant economy where current and future generations want to live and work. And our team has a strong working relationship with Joel. We meet with him quarterly, but we also appreciate this time that gives us an opportunity to share our work directly with you. And then this is a presentation that actually is going to cover the past year's work rather than just 2026. But our focus, so we are a 17-person team, we're a nonprofit team, and we act as an extended member of your local government team. So we focus on primary employers. These are our manufacturers, our tech companies. They export goods and services outside of the region and bring wealth back in. We have about 700 in our region, and we work to retain them so that other states and places that they don't attract our businesses away from us, along with the opportunities that they represent. So our geographic focus covers Allegan and Ottawa counties, and our regional footprint is key because economies are regional by nature. People commute across local boundaries as they earn, as they spend, as they pay taxes. So we focus on primary employers because they are our economic base. And they bring in dollars through direct, indirect, and induced jobs and provide a valuable tax base. Our work takes place in 3 pillars that you see: grow, plan, and solve. We like to use the metaphor that we're the region's economic GPS. So we're an intentional navigation system that keeps our communities on a smart growth trajectory. So grow represents our core business retention and expansion work. We interview over 130 business executives across the region each year to understand their challenges and opportunities, and we also offer expansion and location assistance to current and future Lakeshore region employers that help diversify and strengthen our existing industrial base. We plan. This is all about planning for the future. We want to support product and technology founders so that they can seed the next generation of primary employers to succeed in this region. And then solve. We solve the region's challenges so that no businesses can solve alone, such as talent, housing, childcare. These are the systems that surround and empower our strong economies. So let's dive into the update. Over the last 2.5 years, Lakeshore Advantage has supported about 35 expansion projects in the region. And in the Allegan area, we have 24 primary employers. The City of Allegan has had 2 expansions since 2023 that we have supported, and these brought in about $2 million in private investment and 15 new and retained jobs. Over the last year, we engaged 10 City of Allegan primary employers through 34 unique interactions. These are retention visits, these are referrals, and their guidance for our local businesses. Last year, we saw business expansions kind of in a holding pattern. It was an unusually low business expansion year, but we're seeing that unlock this year. So we have over 15 business expansions in the project pipeline, and 5 of them are in Allegan County. and we've already supported 10 this year. So then, under our plan pillar of work, many of our region's largest employers were founded here, and we want to continue to see them succeed here. So we're building a network and resources around them. So companies like Perrigo, like Advanced Architectural Products, we want them to continue to succeed and be our homegrown primary employers of the future. So Lakeshore Advantage fosters that vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem to plant the seeds for that future. We do this through our Surge program. So over the last year, our Surge team engaged over 100 startups and ecosystem partners as they navigate local resources. And in 2025, our Surge startups raised $4.8 million in capital. And then in our Solve pillar of work, these are the systems behind our strong economies. So talent has been the #1 barrier to growth cited by businesses for more than 10 years. And Lakeshore Advantage is sharpening our regional talent attraction and retention efforts, and we're starting with listening. We launched our Next Gen Talent Council last fall. This is an advisory group of 17 emerging workers in the ages of 20 to 35 that come from 14 different companies across the region and represent our most in-demand roles: engineering, skilled trades, maintenance technicians, and IT professionals. They'll help shape the strategies that we use to support, retain, and attract the next generation of talent. In addition, we are strengthening connections between employers, schools, and students across the Allegan area. So our Director of Talent Initiatives, Kelly, participates on advisory boards, including the Allegan Area ESA Tech Center Manufacturing Careers Advisory Board, and brings the employer perspective as the ESA continues to shape its career and technical education programs and what it envisions for the skills, mindset, and habits of its graduates. We have supported multiple Allegan County districts, those districts pictured in this slide, in securing and advancing career technical education expansion grant funding by providing letters of support and helping align educational programs with local workforce needs. By connecting employers, educators, and students, we're helping to build a talent pipeline that Allegan and Allegan County for young people to pursue these high-demand careers close to home. And one of my favorite highlights was Developer Day last year. We hosted our biannual Developer Day event and focused on mixed-use development, so commercial and housing opportunities. We brought 43 attendees across 5 communities in Allegan County, with the City of Allegan being our middle stop. We went from Holland to Plainwell, and we got to see Joel gave the group a tour of development opportunities at Ace Hardware and the Allegan County Overflow Lot. And then we also got a great tour of your beautiful downtown, so that these prospective developers could get a true sense of the city. And then finally, in addition to business retention visits, we also conduct in-depth interviews with our local units of government partners so that we can understand your community's appetite for growth and your plans for its future. We coordinate with each of our local units to help the Lakeshore realize its long-term goals and secure careful strategic economic growth. We couldn't do it without you, so thank you to the City of Allegan for trusting Lakeshore Advantage with your economic development.
Anyone have any questions? Okay.
Do you collaborate with local chambers of commerce, or how do you work together? How does that work?
We do. We have about 7 or 8 chambers in our region. We actually are co-located with the West Coast Chamber of Commerce, and we partner with our chambers. I see you have one in this building.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Any other questions? No. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is, let's see, 13A1 is a review of the August 2026 Downtown Development Authority meeting minutes, and that would be me. We reviewed the Phase 2 downtown construction progress, and then we did do an event budget review of any events that had taken place this year. And the DDA board offered up some suggestions. So we covered the Bridge Fest festival, which some of the suggestions were to shorten the event timeframe, move it more of into the evening, and to consolidate to fewer streets so we didn't have so many streets blocked off. Jubilee suggestions were to approach other townships for sponsorship. Right now, we do get Allegan Township is a sponsor. And then Rolling on the River, a suggestion was to add a sixth sponsor. We have 5 now, and to add another one to that. And then a joint meeting between DDA and Positively Allegan has been proposed for September 23rd. And then just a brief touch base, which I think there will be more discussion of how the allocation of funds can best service the downtown. Any questions? All right. Moving to 13A2 is a review of the August 2026 Public Spaces Commission minutes. And Joel, you're going to take.
Yep, I'll handle this one. So at their August meeting, the Public Spaces Commission had a large turnout of community members who would like to see the city get serious about constructing a new pickleball court facility. They believe the one that is at Rossman Park is insufficient for their needs. They would like to see the city spend more time focused on Sioux Lane Park and maybe do a community fundraiser to alleviate the burden of the cost to maintain Sioux Lane Park. Sioux Lane Park, for those not familiar, is at the corner of Bond and Marshall. It's a little triangle piece of property with a little fountain in the middle. And then there is discussion about also paying for tree maintenance and posting a sign at Oakwood Cemetery regarding rules and procedures. It was shared that the Friends of Oakwood Cemetery would be willing to do that work for us. We'll see how that conversation goes with them. As the city is always willing to accept donations, so we'll gladly accept those donations. Then there was discussion that Paula Mentek, who's on the board, would like to meet with DPW staff at Rossman Esplanade to talk about landscape maintenance up there.
Okay. 13A3 is a review of the July 2026 Allegan Fire District meeting minutes. That was a mouthful. Sorry, Will.
That's fine, that's fine. Just a few things. Bill Creech is the new township supervisor, and he was appointed to the board. We have the spaghetti dinner, spaghetti dinner and breakfast, I believe. I'm not positive if we're doing both.
I think it's just
I thought it was a pancake breakfast.
Just pancake, okay. Not,
Yeah.
last year we did both, this year just pancake.
But if you do a spaghetti breakfast, I bet you that would be great.
That's the 29th, 29th of August.
So this coming Saturday?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, this Saturday. I believe.
Okay, okay.
It is this Saturday.
right.
Sorry, what time do you know?
That is 7 a.m. it starts.
Wow, okay.
Yep. I don't know how long it goes, sorry. To 11?
The signs are right out in front of the fire department.
Yeah, you'd think I'd see one of those. But, okay. That's about it for that, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move down to 13E1, which is a request to approve accounts payable and payroll. And Councilperson Hooker, would you like to take that, please?
Yes. We are asking for approval of accounts payable in the amount of $1,627,599.89. Payroll in the amount of $134,939.75 for a total disbursement of $1,762,539.61. I make a motion to approve accounts payable and payroll.
Support.
All right, so moved and supported. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 13E2 is adoption of Resolution 26.22 to cancel the September 14th, 2026 regular city council meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. Every year, your first meeting in September just happens to fall on the parade day for the county fair, of which this council participates in. Therefore, we're asking you to adopt this resolution to cancel your meeting in September.
All right, can I get a motion to adopt Resolution 26.22?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 13E3 is adoption of Resolution 26.23, amendment to implement Secure 2.0, Secure and Cares for the City of Allegan Money Purchase Pension Plan.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a money purchase pension plan, which is part of our retirement. For those at home, this is a 401 that you guys would have if you work in the private sector, so your 401K. The IRS is requiring us to make some amendments to this plan. The amendments are that we are adding a terminal illness distribution and a qualified disaster recovery distribution policy to our distribution plan.
Okay. All right, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we adopt Amendment 26.23.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Were there any questions? No. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 13E4, adoption of Resolution 26.24, amendment to implement Secure 2.0, Secure and Cares for the City of Allegan 457 plan.
Thank you, Mayor. In addition to the money purchase pension plan that we do for retirement, we also allow employees to participate in a 457 plan. That's also regulated by the IRS. These are the same amendments that we're being asked to make. So it deals, again, with the terminal illness distribution and the qualified disaster recovery distribution.
All right, can I get a motion, please?
Make a motion to adopt Resolution 26.24.
Support.
All right.
That's 2-3, you're correct?
2-4.
Agenda, I apologize.
All right, but we had a support, correct? Yes. All right, it's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 13E5 is a request to approve PO 27-0867 to Lakeshore Advantage in the amount of $10,000 for economic development services.
All right, so this evening, you heard the presentation from Lakeshore Advantage. That is part of our annual contract we have with them, that they come and give an update. Each year in our development of our annual budget, under the city manager contractual service line item, we set aside $10,000 to contract with Lakeshore Advantage to be our, what I call our economic development consultant partner organization that we work with. In addition to the quarterly meetings that I have with Lakeshore Advantage also reaches out to me whenever there's something changing in the legislation at the state or federal level that the city should be made aware of. Today, I received an email. We are, one of our census tracts that make up the city of Allegan is eligible to be considered an opportunity zone through federal designation. The governor of the state of Michigan can only recommend 25% of the qualified opportunity zones in the state to the federal government. So they reached out with a whole list of, hey, if the city wants to do this, this is the process, when can we get on the call? An opportunity zone really is a tax incentive program to encourage developers to invest into these communities. They are usually lower income census tracts that qualify for this investment. So that's just one bit of information on how they partner with us outside that quarterly meeting or this annual update. Working with local businesses, they do go on several business recruitment trips a year. And by recruitment, that's that right word. It's business retention here in Allegan. My last quarterly discussion I had with them, they listed 4 or 5 of the existing companies, and it's not just Perrigo. They're going to be meeting with FCNA, Summit Labs, these other smaller businesses in the industrial park they'll be reaching out to. And then they've also helped local businesses with their PA 198, which is an industrial facility tax applications, which can be a little complex. So they play that role as well in helping businesses get those projects and those, applications across the finish line. Any questions for staff about our role and stuff we do with Lakeshore Advantage?
Just your opinion then, do we get enough benefit? And I'm only saying that because I'm not aware of
Yeah.
all that they do.
Understood. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that they do with me and with local businesses. I would say most definitely we get a good benefit, or I wouldn't recommend we keep it in the budget each year. Your question and comment regarding the Chamber of Commerce. I have sat on a handful of meetings where we brought the chamber in to have those discussions. Our local Chamber of Commerce is really focused on retail businesses, where Lakeshore Advantage is focused on what we call primary employees or employers, where they manufacture here and ship out, kind of a thing. So they're a little bit on two different wavelengths on what they focus on. But yeah, very much so. I think this is a relationship and support that they bring to the city that's going to be very important to us.
Thanks.
Any other questions? No. All right, can I get a motion to approve PO 27-0867?
Motion to approve PO 260867.
Thank you.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 13E6 is a request for approval of a lot split for parcels 51-250-014-00 and 51-250-015-00. 740 Grand and Padgham Airfield.
Thank you, Mayor. Your city-owned airport, also known as Padgham Field, includes several parcels. Two of the parcels that are on that airfield is what the mayor mentioned during the announcement of the agenda item. They make up, I'm going to pause right there. So those two parcels, part of those two parcels are part of a newer parcel the city would like to create. So when you are on 222 heading out of town and you pass the entrance drive to the airport and you see the gray little terminal that we just built in 2017, and then you have that big grass field just along 222 before you get to the next drive that goes into the T hangars. That grass field is no longer part of the airport. The FAA and the MDOT has relieved it from airport use, which means we are allowed to go ahead and develop that 2 acres. And by develop that 2 acres, we mean put it up for sale and sell those 2 acres for development. What's in front of you tonight is a lot split, because we now have to split those 2 parcels that the mayor just read during part of the announcement of the agenda item, which will allow us to create this 3rd parcel in that area. And that's what you saw in the actual packet report when you read this. All lot splits and lot combinations have to be approved by the city council. Once you approve it, we will send it to our city assessor and to our zoning administrator, which is still Lori Costello at PCI. They will then process the necessary paperwork at the county level to create this new parcel. Once this new parcel is created, as I stated in my staff report, we will then come back to council and we will discuss how we want to move forward with marketing and developing this parcel. It's currently zoned airport. The surrounding zoning is mixed industrial commercial, so I assume it will be some kind of commercial use when it's all said and done. Also, I should note, and as it was in my report, there's a handful of stipulations on the deed. Those aren't hard stipulations. Right now, you can't build more than 55 feet in the city anyways, so that's easy, that's an easy one. Whenever you build near the airport, you can't have like reflective lights going up into the sky. That's already taken care of in our zoning ordinance. And then the third one being, you can't have any use that interferes with radio waves. That's already covered in our zoning ordinance. So putting those on that deed is really no big deal. It's kind of like duplicative, but we have to do that as part of our separation of this parcel from the airport uses. Any questions? Clear enough for you to understand what you're doing tonight? Tonight, you're just splitting those parcels, creating the new one.
All right, no questions. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to split the parcels as stated.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any other questions or comments from council? No. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. 13E7 is discussion regarding the process of appointing a new city attorney for the City of Allegan.
All right, I will go ahead and take this. Last Friday, after the packet went out on Thursday, I got a phone call from Nick Curcio. After much discussion with his wife and family, they have decided that they're going to continue with his law firm. I encouraged them to take the weekend to think about it and let me know on the weekend if this is a direction they're really going to go. You know, discernment, meditation, prayer, whatever you have to do. He called me this afternoon and said, yeah, we're going to keep the law firm going, and hopefully the city will consider us to, let us stay your attorney. I asked him to send me an email. I haven't got the email yet, just so I can share it with council. My recommendation, that is, if his law firm's not going away, we continue with Nick Curcio as our attorney. We've had no issues with him whatsoever. He's been great as a municipal attorney and a counsel for the City of Allegan. Once we receive that email, I will go ahead then and email the firms we've sent the RFP to, and then just let them know that, hey, we're not moving forward with the RFP process, if that's okay with council. Because again, the selection of the city attorney is wholly the city council's decision, not the city manager's at all.
No, any interactions I've had with Nick have been very positive. He's replies almost, immediately or same day, or if he can't, he'll let you know that he'll get back to you. I've not seen anything that makes me say we need to look for something different.
Cost-wise, competitive?
Extremely competitive. Ridiculously competitive.
Okay.
My only question was going to be, like, we did already send out RFPs. Has anyone responded?
The only, we received one proposal before we sent out the RFP. So when it started getting through the municipal attorney circles that Nick was closing his firm, we did get an unsolicited proposal. We did email that company and said, hey, thanks for the unsolicited proposal. Here's the RFP. Please resubmit per this. We haven't heard anything since then.
Okay, thank you.
How does that unsolicited proposal look rate-wise compared to who we've been using?
Much higher.
Good to know.
All right. No other comments? No. All right. We'll move down to agenda item 15, which is the second public comment of the evening. And we've lost our public, so I am going to assume there is no comment, but if you do have a public comment, please approach the podium and state your name and address. Okay, we will move on to communications from the city manager.
Yeah, a few things for you. Just to remind you that this Friday is our last Rolling on the River event. Our summer is coming to an end. Next Monday, we are doing a city council tour of various facilities and project sites in the city. We start here at 5:30, and we hope to be back here by 7:30. That's the game plan. During that time, each of our city facilities, so the police department, the DPW, the water utilities, or water treatment plant, and the wastewater treatment facility, each of those will be open to the public from 3 to 7, I believe. So that's open to the public just to walk in and get tours, kind of a thing. But the majority of what we're doing is going to be on a different schedule. We're 5:30 to 7:30. And with that, that's all I have.
Okay. 17 is roundtable discussion from council and mayor, and Patrick, I'll start with you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm all set.
Okay, thank you. Will?
First, I have to apologize for putting the Coffee with Council in my phone and not labeling it. So my alarm went off. I had no idea what I was doing or where I was going. So greatly apologize for that. And Joel, quick question. Integration of the software with the city, the BSNA or, yeah,
Yeah,
how is that going?
it's going well. It's a learning curve for all the employees, but it's going really well from what I can tell as a manager. Especially the code enforcement aspect, because that's a new module we didn't have before. Timesheet entries, payroll, we've had no issues with that. Utility billing, it's a new process, but the bills went out on time, so we didn't have an issue there. People are paying the bills up front. I'm not hearing screaming and yelling. Probably the only downside was this past Friday, our internet went out at City Hall in the morning. So we had no internet, which means no cloud-based services, which was a little bit of a kick in the pants for us, but we were able to get it up running rather quickly, so.
And then last, just with the law firm, will we have to make a motion to accept them back? How will that work?
No, because we never terminated our relationship with them. All we did was start the RFP process. So he is still our city attorney.
Okay. I'm done. Thank you.
All right. Carl?
Sure. I'd like to say to Joel, cellular internet connection back up. And hope to see everybody at Rolling on the River, Pancake Breakfast, and at the fair.
Thank you. Melanie?
Unfortunately, I also have to apologize for the chat with council. I had a work emergency, and when I looked at my clock, yes, it was 5:30, and I was like, oh my gosh, Will, you should have texted me. And he's like, oh my gosh, I forgot. So we are so sorry. We will be somewhere in September, and we'll let you know at the next meeting. And that's it.
I just wanted to mention, I used the Give Butter, which we were all communicated about over a year ago, and I apologize for never looking at it until this recent donation, and it was super easy. All I did was Google Give Butter Allegan, and a link pops up, and it's just laid out very easily. It's parks, events, it's like Venmo, very easy to give money. So I would also like to encourage anybody in the audience, at home, watching, council members, and also some of the people that showed up to public spaces. It sounds like the pickleball court, the Suling Park, there's many ways, to give money there. As we've all talked about, our budgets are pretty slim. And with the pickleball court, I'm kind of confused on, I know the council before this one, there was a grant for pickleball. I don't know if it was resurfacing, and the council at that time, due to budgets and that, let the grant go, did not, it was a matching grant. So it's just interesting that now we have people interested in this, but I think we need to crowdfund for some of these suggestions that came out of public spaces. And then I'm like, Carl, there's a lot of things still going on. There's always things going on in Allegan. So, yeah, read those signs for the pancake breakfast. So, all right. And with that, I will adjourn at 6:53.